right, we're back for the second half, guys. Let me get everybody up on the screen here. There we go. Yeah, we had some intense player talk. Hopefully you're enjoying this show as much as I am. I know it was a little railroady so far. It's going to get less so as we go on. There was a lot of introductions and things to do on the front end, but now we're away from that. We've completed all of that. And as you know, the players pick what they want to do. They pick who's flying what, and they make their rolls. So there's not much for me to do on my end. I'm just keeping the boat steady here. So speaking of keeping the boat steady, while I would normally like to cycle through people, it sounds like currently Sergeant, but soon to be Junior Lieutenant Sokolov, really wants to leave the barracks she just had sex with the dude in and go scavenge.
Yeah. The deed is done.
What specific thing do you desperately need?
The gas line that we talked about earlier, the fuel line for the 47.
So, are you rolling straight if you're going through proper channels, or are you going to try to make sure something falls off the back of a truck?
Falls off the back of the truck. I mean, like, we're not getting supplies here. I'm not going to go through channels.
Okay.
You know, maybe there's like a gentleman who's trying to like say that I need to go through the proper the things, and I use
back channels. Yeah.
Back channels to get it. Like maybe I could
you.
say like I'm a good friend with this captain I just met.
Yeah. Engles gives you a +1 to any scrounge. So go ahead and make your scrounge roll. It sounds like you're talking to some shady desk clerk somewhere. Mm-hmm. You're bringing Captain Galuvna's name into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Possibly not a great idea. Gelinov. There we go. Captain
Scrounge is with luck. And you said I get a +1 on that as well?
Yes. +1 to any scrounging or repairing at Engles.
And if I fail, I choose 1. If I get a 7 to 9, I choose
misanthrope.
Yeah.
Well.
Did you just roll a 5?
Yeah.
What the
Can't
fuck?
Be acquired for love or money. Well, for money anyway. I might choose 3 options. Okay. You take 1 harm from lack of sleep, and you take another. No. You're going to take 1 harm from lack of sleep because you're taking 2 things anyway. So, you know what? I'll throw that in there. You take 1 harm from lack of sleep. You get a extremely poor quality gravity feed pump. It's leaky, and you're playing as shit with it. You also incur a debt with that sergeant. That desk sergeant.
What type of debt does he want?
Oh, well. Remember, this part couldn't be acquired for money. He'll be expecting you to pay the debt at some point.
Well, how about we pay it now?
No, he doesn't want love.
What is it that you want?
He wants a favor from such a rising star. He'll contact you. Let's come up with a name for him.
Boris.
Desk Sergeant Boris Fedlateral.
Okay.
You've incurred a debt for such a shitty part. As soon as you bring it to Tatiana, she's going to smack it out of your hand.
Yeah.
And say,
you gain nothing to the mission pool for this.
Yeah.
Well, I can't help my poor rolls, guys. I really can't. I'm trying my best here, so...
Rolls are, yeah.
So now that you've inducted some harm, let's talk about it using my giant chart of harm stuff. Moves, nature, rolls, rank, marks, harm. Air crews get hurt and occasionally killed. You need to track this as harm. There are 3 levels of harm. Harm stacks. If you have 1 and gain 2, you now have 3.
So do I... What do I... How much harm?
1 harm from not sleeping because you spent too much time scrounging and sleeping with men.
Okay.
A man, I guess.
Well, that's technically sleeping if you think about it.
I'm not going to answer that question. Okay, harm. You could get rid of your harm with a good day's rest or reach out and choose that as an option. So, if you really want to dig down deep, you could attempt to get rid of it. One
What is
harm
harm?
means you're stressed.
Mm-hmm.
Blah, blah, blah.
Where's
That's it.
Harm.
Yeah. More importantly, if you acquire more harm, it could lead to your impending death.
Yes, it could be
So-
very bad. All right. So, let's move on. Yeah, you spend a lot of time that day looking for this part, trying to get Death Sergeant Boris Fedlateral to give you what you want, and eventually he gives you something. It's not very good, and you owe him.
That guy's an asshole.
Yeah.
And
So-
I go back to my sisters in the 588, right? And I show them this, and I'm like, this is all I could get from those chauvinistic pigs. Can you believe that he requires a favor for this piece of shit?
So, let's see here. Do either of the two of you want to say anything to that?
Tatiana actually will say something. It's like, you traded your virtue for this piece of shit. I would not trust it on an automobile, let alone a plane.
Are you kidding me? He wants a favor. Do you know what a favor is? Are you
I'm
that
sorry.
backward?
I had assumed that you had traded away your whoring ways. Ugh.
Well, you just think I have spread my legs for any old fucking
Yes.
So,
piece of gas pipe? Are you kidding me?
little Tamara Marikovna leans forward and says, I heard that the men in the 217th said you were sleeping with their captain. And I heard from men in the desk sergeant department that you tried to invoke Captain Galunov's name. It did not go so well, did it?
Well, he has little respect for the man, and the captain is quite a charming individual.
So, Vera Pavlova kind of steps forward and pushes you and is like, we don't need your kind around here. Little bitches running around trying to... I don't know what you're trying to do. But you're making the rest of us real natural-born Soviet airwomen look bad. Perhaps you can go and join the American Air Force.
We all right.
At
So
this
I'll-
point,
That's a pretty harsh thing. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
At
personally-
this point,
I want to point out, at this point in the
No,
war,
I'm-
America has not joined.
yeah, and
yeah, that's true.
at this point, I'm still. She hasn't received her promotion, has she?
That's correct.
Okay,
That's
so
why
then
everybody's being so mean to her.
that's
Actually-
why I'm going. That's why I will step up and say, "Shut up! You are going to have to fly together. If you can't, you don't talk like that to your fellow airwoman. To what's her name? I can't remember which one you said.
You could just actually say that. Don't talk about what's her name.
No, I say
Arthur, not to
I
be
say
a history
to
Nazi, but America has actually joined the war at this point.
I thought it was December 7th, 1942.
1941,
Oh, my bad. Then,
Yeah.
yeah, since we're in James.
March
April.
1942.
why don't you join the Australian Air
Maybe I
Force?
will. You fucking can't say. I hear they have
Yeah.
a fucking great air force.
Australia had a tough time, man.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Anzacs. Of course they did. Absolutely.
They
They
got
had some-
fucked.
They had some very tough battles with the infantry.
Just like I'm getting fucked with these rolls tonight. Am I right?
yeah, but
I don't think
sound
I'm
like
past
players
a
in
single
every-
roll yet.
no, but seriously, who the fuck did you say said that, Arthur?
Vera
Who was it?
Pavlova.
Vera. Yeah, I'm speaking up to her and telling her to shut the fuck up. You know, don't speak like that.
So Sergeant Pavlova says, yes, Sergeant. Of course, Sergeant.
I'm a little curious why your character is defending her, being that she took your job.
Well, I haven't.
That hasn't happened yet.
I don't know that.
Literally
about that
screwed
yet.
you out of your job.
I don't know that yet, and I've got a little bit of aristocratic blood in me, and I see the peasants feuding, and I tell them to shut the fuck up.
Oh, the peasants feuding.
Peasants.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Here's what I say.
Like I said, I don't say that out loud, but that's what she's thinking.
I don't need
Well,
a young woman to speak for me like that. If you bitches, whatever you want to call yourselves, witches, bitches, it's all the same. If you want to speak that way to me, then you'll surely regret it. I can guarantee it. When you'll be scooping out the shit in the latrines.
Uh,
Then I huff and puff my way out of there.
wasn't exactly expecting you to return the favor. We could all stand a little bit more respect for one another.
I'm already gone. I'm gone.
Yes.
I'm out of there.
All right, so just to zoom this ahead out of this
And
tense
again.
situation, do we want to jump to Sergeant Petrovna and the repair of plane 47?
Yes. Let's
All
go
right,
ahead and
so
do
tell
that.
me how you're going to do this.
All right, so it's lacking
Not
a...
roll poorly.
It's of course lacking a gravity feed pump for
It's
the.
lacking a gravity feed pump for the oil well. The replacement part that was provided by
Poor quality.
Sasha Sokolov.
Yeah. I mean, poor
Wasn't
quality
actually
is
even
better
the
than
right
nothing.
part. You got a fuel line as opposed to a gravity feed for the oil pump. So after all of that, it's not only poor quality, but it's the wrong damn part. So she actually goes and finds a... What does she do? Gravity feed for an oil line. She actually goes and finds an old beaten up Jeep outside that is essentially just won't start and starts scavenging parts out of it. Gets what she needs and makes...
So let me ask: are you scrounging from that particular?
No, I'm describing what she's doing
All right,
to repair
okay.
it. Since
Just making sure.
yeah. No, it's just she's making do with what she has, and is going to be repairing the plane impromptu. This is actually at a +1 for the logistics overview, +1 scrounge and repair. So we'll see how this goes.
Because of Engles.
Oh my
You
god!
fuck it up too.
I fuck it up too.
I sabotage my plane
I
before I
roll
go up
snake
there.
eyes on this roll. Impressive.
Well, if Sasha hadn't killed herself, I think the repair would.
That's true.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Oh,
apparently
that's-
you shouldn't put automobile parts in an airplane. This is the lesson
It's still damaged, but you don't know that it's not. I mean, you think you've repaired it, but something else has gone wrong.
Yep.
But you don't know that.
Nope. Okay.
Excellent. So, let's hope that you don't assign Dave to that plane again, because it's essentially a flying death trap now. If it's damaged again while in the air, you die.
So do you take a harm from that as well?
Nope.
It says regardless, -1 harm from lack of sleep is likely.
Yeah, if it's a miss. So I take
Yeah.
1 harm.
Dang, this
Where's
game
that
is
for
rough.
repair?
Yeah, it
On
says
a
it on
miss,
the-
you are sending it into combat, still damaged. Maybe that's obvious, maybe it isn't. Regardless, 1 harm from lack of sleep is likely.
Oh, is that in the book and not on the
Yeah.
handouts?
Yeah, that's on the
Okay.
book.
No, because this is the only action you're taking. So I established early on, remember? I said
Yeah,
that
yeah.
if you only take 1 action, you're fine. Would you like to take another action today, or are you going to get some extra sleep?
Depends on whether or not you say that the defect is obvious or not.
It's not obvious.
Okay.
Is there
Thanks.
anything else you'd like to do? Anyone you'd like to
I'm
speak with?
conflicted because I kind of feel like Tatiana would definitely go above and beyond to make sure that all of her planes are in working order. But at the same time, that's kind of peeking behind the curtain a little bit.
Yep. I think all the planes are... Not only do you think the planes are in working order, there's plenty of armor repairers working on them.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would spot any problems, right? They're all good, hard-working, natural-born Soviet airwomen.
Tatiana doesn't necessarily trust any of them.
Oh, interesting.
Well,
That's going to make for a good storyline.
it might be.
Good times.
Let's see.
I love how Dave's bottle must be partially green because it keeps disappearing.
Yeah, it's unsweetened green tea, so it's like
Fantastic. Your face
Okay,
disappears.
literally invisible.
As this is the intro, I am going to act on guilty knowledge and just assume that Tatiana would be making sure that everything's in working order, given the gravity of the situation. Is that okay?
You assigned the bitches to that plane.
All right, fine. She retires because otherwise it would probably be a regular thing.
Okay.
Actually, let's go ahead and do this. Let's do a random chance. Let's say that that there's a chance that she'll spend, and I'll do this every time she's doing the repair rolls.
Okay. Alright.
There's an extra chance that she'll spend more time doing the repairs if repairs need happening.
I like that. There's your thing, man.
Yeah, some
Your
days I just
vice.
get
In
a
a way,
weird feeling and
retentive.
keep working.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and say 70 or above, and she keeps working. And she doesn't. All right, plane's still
Okay.
damaged.
Alright. Sergeant Zerkova.
Well, the planes
After
are
the
in
fight, you're approached by Tamara Moryakovna. And she just, like, hugs you out of nowhere when no one else is looking, and she says, Sergeant, I don't know how much longer I can do this. I don't know what's wrong with Sergeant Sokolov, but sleeping with any person you can get your hands on, sleeping your way up the command chain, is that what's necessary to survive here?
She says as she slips her hand down here.
That's not what's happening. No.
Tamara. There are too many. There are too many names. Who
Where
the
are all
shit
these
is
names
this?
written, by the way? Because I don't see Tamara written on the
Let's
list.
see it tomorrow. Oh
Alright.
yes, there we go.
Yeah, remember
And-
those names? Your squad mates?
The
Nope.
people you've spent the last month with.
You wrote them down, right?
Yes.
I'm
for-
keeping notes. I don't know about you.
Well, you know, I kept.
I want to be really clear. I have a second document where I'm keeping my notes that the audience has seen. Just because when I'm the GM, I'm not going to have access to all these things.
Could we just copy all these names over to the main thing to have them
I
there?
have like a
Cool.
document somewhere. I don't know.
Tamara, I tell her that no, it is not going to be this way. We are only starting out. This is just training, exercise. We will see who makes it through.
We've been doing bombing runs for a month.
So
Yes, there's still 2 months left. If either Sergeant Sokolov proves herself capable, or she will simply be washed out.
So she tries to keep hugging you and says, "Just hold me for a while, please, Zerkova." And she's inviting you to reach out to her.
Do it.
All right, these are difficult circumstances. I suppose one could use a friend.
Okay. You just roll 2d6.
Okay, I
You're
need to
just
roll.
and you're reaching out. You're just gonna keep hugging her. That's it.
No, I haven't,
Like a dog.
I haven't even raised my hands. I just raised one hand and, like, you know, give her a little, like, there. It's gonna be fine.
A pat on the head.
Pat on the back.
I feel like the Scrub sad song. should
Wait,
be
how
playing,
old is
'cause
this Tamara chick?
How old do you think she is?
Probably older than 16, and the fact that she's hugging a 16-year-old makes it weird.
Does it?
I don't know. It does in my eyes.
Well, how old
Maybe
do
she
you
has
think
a younger
is?
sister the same age. There's lots
I'm-
of different reasons.
True.
Yeah. Ilyana is like literally. I have no idea what to do to this. So I'm just gonna go there. It'll be fine.
I feel
and
like you're gonna roll a 12. You're the best person to talk to people. You just don't know it yet. Go ahead, make your roll. It's just a 2d6 roll. You don't roll
Yeah.
anything to it.
Oh,
So technically, skill is the only one that is.
No. Just roll straight 2d6. I'll let you roll again. You know what? I'll take your metal score because you have nothing in metals. How's that? Everyone good with that one?
No.
okay.
Why do I get all these shit ones? What's going on here?
Yeah. So you get to choose one. You can remove one harm from yourself and Tamara. You can change the target or tone of a currently filled regard spot, or you can add one to the mission pool.
Add one to the mission pool.
Okay. How does the two of you getting closer together, you comforting her, how does that help the squad? In what intangible way?
Well, I have no idea how I managed it, but she was feeling incredibly down about about the mission, feeling depressed, feeling like this was going to fail miserably, and clearly my incredible, complete and utter disregard and not knowing what to do came across to her as being just so unafraid that she's like, yeah, you're right, everything is going to be fine. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And that their boost of confidence fills the entire squad with confidence for the next mission.
Except for Sokolov, who's not there.
Yeah, so now that now that Tamara Moryakovna's mind is now entirely on the mission, you can add one to the mission pool. Now, is there anything anyone else would like to do during the daytime? For instance, Zerkova, you never chose anything to do. I just sprang some shit on you, because that's what I do.
I was going to do something, actually.
Okay, you're going to take 1 harm, because you're doing the second thing.
Oh. Well,
yeah, that reaching out was counted as whatever you did.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm just going to go to sleep.
All right, yeah.
I hug a girl and I go to sleep.
Well, you got to hug her for a while and keep patting her head and stuff. Yeah,
6
you
hours
need sleep.
later.
Okay, so
that was a long hug. Okay.
Before the briefing starts, Captain Gulanov of the 217th shows up. He's totally wasted, and his fly is down on his uniform. And he walks forward and he's like, in recognition of great efforts to Soviet Empire, I present to Sergeant... What was your name again, Crashburn?
Sokolov. So.
I make Sergeant Crashburn now Junior Lieutenant Crashburn. And you can see Tamara and Vera looking at each other, and Vera is just like, So,
bitches be jelly.
I will now give the Engles officer document to the new section leader, and you get to brief the squadron on your new mission. Flight Lieutenant Sokolov.
Holy crap, this is really small.
Mission B.
Alright.
It is really
so I don't read the red, is that what you're saying?
That's correct. You don't have to speak everything in order. You just tell people what you want. And then you choose who goes where.
Okay. Hello, comrades. Sokolov here. Your... What was the rank I got?
Junior Lieutenant.
Your junior lieutenant and lady in charge for this particular operation. Let me reiterate that my recent upgrade has absolutely nothing to do with anything other than my passion for the Russian army and the fact that I have shown great valor on the battlefield.
Aren't we in the Air Force, by the way?
Yes, but in the Soviet Union, they unified it. It's all under one command.
All right.
That's why you've.
I was hoping to catch them.
That's why people have been calling it the Air Army.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me go over tonight's duty. The region around Startov is dominated by the mighty Volga River, which is its most prominent aid to navigation. Beyond the valley of the Volga, gently rolling hills and steeps are the primary landform, with empty fields that await spring and cultivation. If you're a navigator, you would actually understand this like I do, because I am a very good navigator. And the fact that I have been put in other positions is downright silly. I sort of look over at Tatiana with like a smirk on my face as I go back. Yeah! You blow me a kiss. I'm just like, I'm conflicted at that. I'm just like,
You don't get anything for sleeping with the sergeant, I think.
Damn it! Actually, no, I think I do. The auxiliary
five from the other side.
at the Tomvov is more densely forested country.
So just to be clear, you're reading the whole thing. Your mission is Mission B under the. right-hand
All right,
side.
I'm just giving a overview of the landscape and stuff like
Okay.
that
All right.
for the audience, Arthur. For the
Sure.
audience. All right.
I think I already read this, but that's okay.
Oh, you read it last time? It's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I didn't realize that.
Yep.
It's the vodka. It's okay.
Yeah, you weren't really paying attention to the last mission briefing.
No, I was really drunk. Okay. Alright. Alright, so tonight's mission is under the tutelage of Marina Ruskova herself. A night flying exercise what? Culminating. Culminating. Sorry, I can't read. It's so small. Culminating in a live bomb attack on targets arranged on either side of the banks of the Suna River. Simulating a bridge. Potential enemy fire is... simulating a bridge. Potential enemy fire is damage from ordnance dropped too low. And there'll be... Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that in a better way. Like how to say that in a more elegant way, other than just reading it.
So now you get to decide, and here is the best part of your job. You decide who is attached to which planes.
Was there any way that I can know the condition of the planes, like, beforehand?
Your regimental flight officer, your sergeant, your armor repairman has told you all the planes are clear.
All the planes are good? All right,
Yeah,
cool.
of course, we do know that number 47's damaged, but none of
That's
your
meta.
characters know that, just your players.
That is
Yes.
meta.
All right. Well, I, in fact, need a pilot for the 47. I have no reason to break you ladies up in your current alignments with your aircraft.
Really? That would be... I would have thought you immediately would have fucked over Zerkova, but okay.
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
Though I will change myself to a navigator, so, you know, actually putting a role to the... actually putting myself in a role that I'm capable of doing, rather than crashing and burning, as you've all witnessed
So
previously.
would you be navigator on the lead aircraft or navigator on a reserve aircraft? Like as your you said that you're taking over navigation role. I assume since you're section leader that you'll be on the lead aircraft.
You don't have to be.
You don't have to be. I'm just saying, like, I wasn't sure if you were going to be continuing to fly wingwoman, as it were.
Titiana, where do you feel like you'd be most better
I
suited?
have developed a special relationship with tail number 147. I would be best served as navigator on this particular plane. However, you are section leader, and well-deserved it is.
I feel like
Quite
the
right
pro
you are.
is speaking to me.
The difference is here that I'm not willing to move everyone off a machine that they've become accustomed to over the past month.
Well, I
So
mean,
you
I'm
stay
saying,
where
like,
you were.
So here's the thing. They can be in 147. It just doesn't have to be the lead aircraft. It doesn't have to be the first one that goes in.
Oh, I see.
oh,
what
that's
you're
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
saying. I didn't realize we could move that around.
Yep, you can move it around. I
All
thought
right.
that was what Tyler was asking.
Oh, no. Well, for some reason, I thought 147 had to be the lead aircraft. It's just labeled that way.
There's one thing. There's one thing though. We're automatically going to fail if we don't manage. Like for instance, now Tyler has made a navigation roll. I've made an attack roll. Don't we really need to switch up in order to graduate?
I mean, realistically, we do. This is training exercise.
All right.
Arguably training exercise.
Well, then, me, as the good leader that I am, would say, but I have a stipulation. You ladies seem a little rusty in a position that you're not normally in. So I would wager that you would stay with the same aircraft, but your roles would be swapped.
Okay.
Okay.
I will hear no rebuttal from either of you about this, by the way.
No,
So
Tatiana
one-
was hoping to have some.
To be
some-
clear, 147 is staying as lead aircraft, and they're switching roles.
No, I'm gonna swap 47 to lead.
Okay. All right. Got it.
And I'm going to take a new pilot.
Since
Okay.
you got your last one killed, after all.
What is your new pilot's name?
I'm gonna put one of the ladies that were super aggressive to me as the pilot.
Oh, Vera and Tamara?
Hmm.
Well, Vera was the one that pushed you.
Oh, so they're both together.
They are in plane 187, yes.
So there was no other assaulting people then?
Nope.
Damn it. Okay. Well,
Oh, we
that
exhausted our supply of pilots. There's
We need a new
five
pilot.
pilots.
There is a new one. We just don't know her name yet.
Oh, okay.
You have to tell me what her name is.
Arthur, you can name this one.
Sure. Her name is... Nope, that's the wrong one. Names. Her name is Sergeant Zubov. So you're putting Zubov as your pilot?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, this is the first time you've flown with Sergeant Zubov. She's eager to be with you, and she says, "Oh! You and your lieutenant, Sasha, I heard you just got promoted."
I did, yes. Bravery and
that is
valor.
great. So good news. I'm so glad to be pilot on your plane. I will drop lots of bombs for you.
Well, that's the idea, yes.
Okay.
And I
Let's
will
do
make
it
sure that we
together.
get there. Yeah. Yes.
She reaches out to give you a high five, and she's like, "Let's do it, like the Europeans, huh?"
I will grant her high five with such regard,
Okay.
and then I'll turn on my heels and say, all of you ladies would do well to watch how eager this young lass is.
Okay.
And then
I high
I'll-
five the plane as I.
So, in regards to number 187, are they keeping the same spots? Are Vera and Tamara flying together? Are you swapping their positions? What's going on?
I'm not
there?
gonna. I would ask them where they would want to sit. Do they need to swap in order to pass?
Yes, they do.
Then I would say the same thing that I said for the
They
147.
they didn't